Okay, I say we start exploring the surrounding areas. This seems to be okay. There's a gel weep and an oil weep, and we need to actually avoid that a little bit because we seem to be running into some nasty spores here. Hopefully I don't have, like, let me actually make sure that I don't have any kind of an effect from anything nasty. No, that's just a metabolizing effect. Auto-exploring in, like, in a fungus forest always seems to be a little bit dangerous because you can't apparently dodge that kind of stuff. But we know the locations of an oil weep and a gel weep, which we can trade, because that's information, and information is water. You see a croc. Where is there a croc? I don't see a croc. If there is a croc, it is quite well hidden. Oh, there it is. And it is sappy and wounded, so means that I can just take care of it with my hand-to-hand weapons. I'd really like to find some like better weapons for myself, because the Desert Crease, it's a decent early game weapon. Also, there is a basement to this, or an underground area to this. Okay, this leads to the underground. So, this I think was there when I last played this, but I did not pay attention to this until like when I started playing this again. So the underground is basically like a massive dungeon, and it consists of well, there's basically a dungeon or an underground tile for each and every overworld tile, and on top of that the underground has like I think 100 plus levels to it. Okay, that's a shoot crab. I think these guys can be pretty... Well, luckily he didn't have a lot of health, but... Oh, that's a freaking eyeless crab. At least he's neutral towards me for now. But if he had seen me kill that crab, he wouldn't be so neutral. But basically that means that you don't want to dip in here unless you intend to... you know, go on a like a longer adventure. Also, that's a way droid. I think that might be just a, yeah, that's a diplomacy droid, which means that I can just destroy him fairly easily. But this place can be quite dangerous, and if you want to like explore it further, it has a lot of levels. You will basically not find an end to this. And if you go deep, then getting back is an ordeal. I'll just avoid the crab. Actually, let me see if I have my reputation with the crabs at a... No, I have a very big dislike, or rather the crabs do dislike me. For whatever reason, that one was like kinda not that angry at me. Dogs favor me, Fellowship of the Wardens doesn't really care about me. And the Gersh and Glowwites, they really hate me, of course. There's a lot of factions in this game. The Purus Templar basically also hate me because I am, in fact, a mutant, so if we happen to run into Purus Templar ever, we're going to have to really run, because those guys cannot be really messed with. But yeah, we're going to just climb out of there because exploring that is not worth it. Oh, there's some ruins that I will explore though. Cranial Brow Maruk. Weird artifacts. I will approve of those and pick them up gladly. Okay, yep. That's basically a little bit of scrap, and well, I'll look at that as well, because it has two things. It has some information about Mixer Masp and Uyupur. So in 36, a corrupt administrator was appointed minister of Zazomrod's neighborhood. She outlawed the practice of cleaving skulls, and Mixer Mask was forced to flee. So apparently Mixer Mask was really a guy who did a lot of cleaving skulls, because when that practice was outlawed, Mixer Mask had to flee. And while leading a small army in Taruk, Uyupur was assailed by a pretender over an ordinance mandating the practice of taking measurements. She won and had the claimant tried but pardoned. She was 74 years old. So some cult stuff, basically. We got some extra information about the sultans out of that, so it's alright. And this leads possibly to the underground or a basement. I think it might be the underground. Let's look into that. Also, there is a statue of an implanted eater, basically little bits of stuff. But let's look at the shrine to Sulapur. In 459, Sulapur appointed a corrupt administrator as minister of Ekabukish Barrio. He mandated association with baboons in Sulapur's name. We have the location, and we can visit it, so always look into these statues, because they give you fairly easy quests that are worthwhile to do. Also, let's see if I can get into this, because there is a Tekra Xenog glass... Oh, wait, no. Becoming Nook. Okay, and Cybernetics Rack. So let's see if I can get in there somehow. Oh, it's to the outside, has a way in. Some of this stuff, like, the character doesn't necessarily interact with all of these. It does open chests and stuff, but let's see what this is. You are no aristocrat, goodbye. Okay. And this has been explored thoroughly. Okay, was there anything else in here that we should check out? There doesn't seem to be anything. Okay, let's go down those stairs and see if there is... Okay, this just leads back to the underground. We don't want to explore that, because ultimately the underground is nothing but trouble. Because I don't think there's a reason for me to go down there. I mean, I can use it to, like, find some loot and all of that. Also, we need to make a camp because I'm getting hungry. Like, there isn't really a super important reason for me to do so right now. But that is the Cranial Bro Maruk. Also, by the way, just so you know, all of this stuff, like these random ruins and stuff, if you play this game yourself, you probably won't find them. So don't go to this particular tile expecting to find this ruin there if you happen to play this yourself. All of this is basically just my game right now. But that is the Ekabukish Barrio. It's far away, and it's unlikely that I will get there, at least anytime soon. It's almost as far as the 6-day stilt. So there is a quest for us to get to the 6-day stilt. I haven't taken it yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to get there. I have made the distance once, and we might try to get there if I get my character high enough level. But for now, it does not really matter for us, because it is unlikely that we will really get to it right now. Okay, and it's harvest dawn. The sun rises. Let's follow the road, because usually good stuff awaits at the end of a road. I'm not sure if that logic follows here. There's no reason for me to not follow a road. Plus, I think if you walk like along the tile paths, like on the tiles of an actual area of the overworld, you cannot get lost. I mean, you can't really get anywhere because it's very difficult to navigate by just using these. I think they are like, the distance is called a parasang. And that is like a 3x3 screen of the map. Also, you might be wondering like about these pools of dilute salt that I keep dropping every now and then. That's from my recycling suit. It's basically just dropping a little bit of salt to accommodate the fact that it's like filtering the sweat and stuff into water. So just so you know. Let's keep following the road, because why not? Well, there is a group of snapjaws, and I'm always down to finding some snapjaws. The studded leather armor is so heavy. I kinda don't like carrying it around, because I don't think it even gets like a nice price. I mean, it gets a decent price, like it is still a decent piece of armor, but it isn't that amazing. There's better stuff out there. But okay, there's some glowpad and glowfish corpses because the snapjaws were fighting them. Also, there is, as there usually is, a camp chest. Usually when these guys, the snapjaws, when they camp in an area, they do also have chests nearby that tend to contain all kinds of good stuff. Okay, well, let's see where we are, because the road seems to be ending here. Okay, well, that's where we are. And I'm basically just trying to find... Okay, where is that croc? Okay, I see it now. There we go, I've killed it. I'm basically just trying to find some like ruins and other interesting spots, because those do come in handy, because I can start trading information when I have some information. And if I trade that information, I will make people like me more. That's how the reputation system works. Like, you can, if you want to be on better terms with some people, giving them information about the world, like where some ruins are and where they might find some gel weeps and stuff like that for like harvesting oil and stuff, or you can start becoming friends. And when you become friends, they will give you you can ask for favors, and favors are very important, because then you can do stuff like Ventral Khalil. You can do stuff like learn a skill without actually having to level up and get the skill points for it. Or you can get stuff like recipes that you can cook, or learn how to tinker certain things. Or you can possibly even get some gifts, such as like artifacts and stuff of that nature. Okay, but basically what I can hear is that there is a turret inside. And this is... well, this is limestone, so this is not fulcrete or anything like that, but this is a fairly well preserved complex here. So let's be a little bit careful, because if those are like rifle turrets or something, we might be in mild amounts of trouble. Okay, these are musket turrets. I'll kill one, fall back, and then I'll just rush the second one. Alright. And what were you guarding? Shrine to Sulapur. While visiting an obscure workshop in Alarkapad neighborhood, Sulapur soldered an artifact that evoked the presence of a desiccated brine. She named it Brinicus. That means that Brassicus could actually be in the in a park or whatever. Let me look at that. In Alarcapod, and we do know where Alarcapod is. Alarcapod is this one right here. So that means that there is the very possibility of that particular Sultan artifact to be there. I mean, getting to that might be a little bit tricky, but we can sure try. And with the recoiler, we can actually do stuff that is maybe a little bit more dangerous than we would otherwise be able to do. Because if we can just fight our way into some cover without an enemy nearby, or what the game considers to be nearby, we can always teleport right back to Joppa. And talking about that, I do need to actually make sure of one. Actually, do I want to do that? What I could do is I could identify that small trinket. It is a battery. I know that for a fact. But I don't know if it's in like what kind of a condition it is in. Because if it's in a bad condition, like it's like possibly even drained or like on low capacity, we might not be able to use it to teleport. And I'm a little bit afraid of that. Well, let's figure it out once it gets to it. Also, I might take the Tinker skill just so that I can identify some stuff. That's another musket turret, I think, yeah. Turrets are scary. They are firearms that are quite accurate. Oh, there's... Ooh! Painted reinforced studded leather armor. Which means that it is 4 armor minus 2 evasion. And it's painted. So, in 51, Mixer Mask won a decisive victory against the combined forces of Imrimu Homestead at the bloody battle of Ursivuf Moras, though she lost her prized Pommel's nursling during the course of the conflict. As a result of the battle, Ursivuf Moras was so rife with smashed rubble that it was renamed the Commanding Moor. Reinforced +1 AV and also some reputation with the Cult of Mixer Mask. And we have a quest to recover the Pommel's nursling. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that. But this is a Masterwork Steel Butcher Knife, which is a 1d4 damage for 4 armor penetration. Which means, also, one thing I need to do is take those microchips. That is simply better than my Chris, because it does more damage, same armor penetration. So I'm going to equip that. And now, also, one thing I will do is I'm going to have my left hand have the sturdy Desert Chris. But yes, and that is a quest to actually find a historical relic. We don't know. Well, we know where it is. It is at the Commanding Moor. I don't think we know where the Commanding Moor is. So if we happen to stumble upon a place called the Commanding Moor, then we can retrieve the relic. But before we know that, we clearly cannot do much. And we need to wait until we have some more information. Also, let's just make a camp here, whip up a meal. Apparently we put a pinch of once congealed Uber Nostrum injector into it, and some croc meat and an apricot. That's almost like a meal. Because sometimes you just keep eating stuff like... yeah, pieces of like electronics and stuff like that. For a moment there I was considering how to deal with these turrets and I lost the train of my thoughts. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run across, that's a leather cap, And now I'm in a slightly better place to take on these muskets. Almost like considering throwing a grenade in there. Let me actually figure out what these are. So that is an implant, inflatable axons. So that would be gain 30 quickness for 10 rounds, and then you become sluggish. That's an implant, we cannot use that, but we can sell it. And that is another implant, Schemasoft. So you gain access to every schematic for a single class of artifacts. So that is ammo and energy cells mid-tier. That's actually a decent one. And let's look at this platinum tube. That's a salve injector, so that's something very good. That's a basically a health potion. These ones we will sell because we cannot use those implants. Okay. This is way too much damage. Way too much damage. Okay. We're going to have to go with the high explosive grenade on this one. Okay, and that might be... Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a run here. I'm going to wait until I have all the health that I need, and then I'm going to run to the other door. Throw this. And that takes care of them. It also made me lose some health and destroy some doors. That's all fine, because we got the experience for killing all of those. And all of this for 1 glass of 3 grams of water. Not water, cider. But the experience was still like worth it. Also, I'll totally have that. It's also engraved. Let's see what the engraving says. Because a clay pitcher of cider is alright, but if it has an engraving on it, it's even better. Clay pitcher with a decorative slip. The style hints that it was fired in the home kiln of a canyon dweller. In 468, Sulapur won a decisive victory against the combined forces of Matum Rost at the bloody battle of Samremor Den, though she lost her prized Brennicus during the conflict. Is this the same Brennicus that we heard about? As a result of the battle, Samremor Den was so evaporated of all moisture that it was renamed the Briny Flats. Yeah, that is... I think that is the same Brennicus that was talked about previously. So yeah, we are establishing the lore. And there is a vase of cider here. I think that... Okay, it seems to be wanting to extract the salty water, and I don't want that. The salty water is completely worthless. Only fresh water can be actually drinked. That's totally not right. That always trips me up, because to me, when I say something can be drunk, I always immediately go to the, like, I think that it means that this thing is actually drunk. And oh, there's a cider weep. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And that is a security door, but I can just bypass it, so that's kind of a worthless security door. As in, like, it has drank some alcohol. Okay, so that's a wooden arrow in a room. That seems to be about it. I mean, this was a decent, like, ruin. And once again, all of this is information. We now know that that ruin exists, and we can tell other people about it. Now let's just battle these silly amoeba and start charting the rest of this area. There's a crocodile, but luckily we have the capability of fighting that guy off. Okay, that seems to be it for that area. You know what? I'm going to walk back to Yopa and sell off the implants to Tam. And Tam has also restocked his inventory, so I'll take all of those lead slugs. And you may have all of this stuff that I don't need. I'll keep the defoliant grenades for now, because they don't seem to be weighing me down that much. And as for these, I will be selling them. And of course, the implants. The implants give me an absolute ton of money. And I don't want to get rid of these quite yet. So what do you have that I could use? You have a strange tubes. I think that's just like a folding chair. We don't need that. That is completely useless. Do you have anything that is actually good here? No, that's just a lot of my stuff that I sold you. I could buy the basic toolkit. It's useful for like tinkering, and I might start doing that at some point. And it doesn't weigh much, I think. Also, here's the fact: we cannot actually get this much money out of Tam. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just not sell the implants. We can sell those to Argive. Also, did you have? You had a steel helm. Don't want that though, because the EV is so. The EV penalty is so high. I like when I can just like completely avoid damage by completely evading strikes and flinching away from projectiles and stuff. Okay, Argive, you, my friend, are going to love this. You're going to take both of these implants off of my hands and do whatever you want with them. Thanks. The problem right now is I'm starting to have quite a bit of water. I'm currently carrying 91 pounds of water with me. Or of water container stuff, including some clay pitchers and glass bottles of cider. And that is actually weighing me down. I have 2 mutation points, so I could start offsetting that by increasing the... yes, I'm going to in fact put some more points into my multiple legs. And I think if I get my photosynthetic skin up, it increases... Okay, next level, you can bask in the sunlight instead of eating. Gain a special metabolizing effect for 1 day, 28 regeneration and 2 quickness. And while you are in the sunlight, you accrue starch and linen, or lignin, that you can use as an ingredient in meals. 1 serving of each. Now what, I'm going to take that, because the regeneration can be useful. So basically what that means is I can just do this. You bask in the sunlight and absorb the nourishing rays. That just gives me a guaranteed effect of plus 2 quickness and plus 28% regeneration, which means that my health just goes up faster. Okay, let's start exploring the rest of the salt marshes. I see a crocodile, and you know what we do with crocodiles, we kill them. Because nobody likes a crocodile, and we might as well kill them. I'm kind of hoping for a lair at this point. Basically, that contains a guaranteed legendary. And we can go and kill that legendary if we're good enough. I don't think we're seeing any lairs here. Also, I'm starting to be hungry. Oh, didn't mean to really walk in here, but sure. What the hell, it doesn't really matter. There is a star apple tree here. And I just harvest some star apples. Once again, the harvest skill is completely passive, so you don't actually have to do anything to use it. You can just walk across a water vine or a star apple tree and boom. Let's make a camp. and let's whip up a meal. This we already explored. I'm just basically scouring through the like side areas here. I see a croc. Where is the croc? Oh, there's the croc. Let's just kill the croc with our power of the sword, or rather the knife. And there wasn't anything else here. Okay, that's another croc, but once again, these are pretty easy, and it's not even giving us that much experience now, because it's kind of like the game scaling the experience down, because these enemies are fairly weak compared to us, and it doesn't think that it's a challenge, so you're not really like learning anything, and that's why it's a chitinous puma charges you. This is a tough enemy, and that means that we're going to basically either start emptying all of our guns into it, or rather our gun, or run away. We have the ability to sprint, and we're pretty fast with all of our legs. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to mark this as a target. That allows me to get an extra point of accuracy against a target. And now I can shoot at it, and I'm more likely to hit, I think. So let's see if I can win the puma in a fight of attrition. What is that? That is a 4-core gnu. Well, that's good. I could use some extra freedom in my life. And I think... Oh, oh, wonderful. The gnu came in rescue here. I kind of want to, like, give you something for that. But did we actually even get the experience out of that? We may have not. There is a special puma here. My puma friend, I'm here. You're okay. Yeah, let's. These guys seem to be decent guys. So this is Guga Magats Gnumaga Gugum Fleet-hoofed legendary 4-core gnu. I'm going to start the water ritual, which spends a little bit of water, which I have plenty of, and my reputation with antelopes has changed. And my reputation with the villagers of Kirvapad have also changed. And worms don't like me, but I don't really care about worms. And this is kind of funny, so yeah, clearly the gnu is talking to us. Live and drink, friend. I could ask them to share a secret with me, but I think it's actually better for me to... it's better for me to actually just be on good terms with the gnu, or the antelopes. So that's good. Now let's just explore the rest of these border regions here. I kind of don't want to be in the asphalt. I'm stuck. Stuck again. There's just so much asphalt here, really blocking me. I don't really want to spam my commands because it usually ends badly. Like, you should avoid spamming in this game as much as possible, because usually when you spam, you accidentally do something that you didn't mean to do. Every action you take should be, like, considered. And that's how you stay alive in this game, and other roguelikes as well. Not by doing something, like, kind of random. You have wilted. You'll move and regenerate slower until you eat or bask in the sunlight again. Well, that's simply because of Not, okay. So we are currently wilted. I'm not sure if that actually shows up anywhere, but it means that I need to bask in the sunlight, and sadly it is the waning beetle moon. So I think that's more like... Is that like early morning? Not sure, but we're going to have to make camp and eat. And that brings us back to sated. But I'm thinking we are probably like starting to be in a good enough state to probably go to Red Rock and explore through that without issues. I am going to, however, scour the rest of the salt marshes here just so that I like can walk through all of this without issues. There's another croc. There is croc. There is croc. And the croc will die because I am significantly better than it. Oh, and there is also a statue, so I should look at that. Shrine to Mixer Masp, Tsar's wife. While leading a small army in Zazomrod neighborhood, Mixer Masp assassinated the Sultan of Qud over an ordinance prohibiting the practice of weighing items on a scale and then smashing the scale after not liking the results. It's a very specific thing, a very specific practice that was prohibited. She won and ascended to the throne. She was 92 years old. So Mixer Masp was, in fact, the Sultan of Qud for a bit of time. Well, I guess that makes sense. But I think there are many sultans. Okay, but let's go to Red Rock. And let's start the first part of the quest, what is eating the water vine. So we need to get a corpse of the creature that is eating the water vine and then return with the corpse. And it is daytime, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bask. You need sunlight to bask in. But isn't it... It's jewel dusk. Oh, it's dusk already, so that's why I can't bask. Well, that means that we're going to just have to make a camp. And whip up a meal there, and you thirst at half rate because we threw in the vine wafer. Because that's what water vine does. It basically does various things to your thirst. Usually it's just you thirst at half rate or something similar. But I think we should be plenty strong now to enter, so let's go and have a look-see at what is in here. There's a bear. I'm gonna go climb up, and then I'm going to start killing these guys in this choke point. The bear I don't think ascended with me. Apparently there was something down the stairs though. Okay, there's the bear. The bear, yes. Let's kill it. The bear is a slightly tougher foe, and also one of the reasons why you don't necessarily want to go down here early on. But we can kill it with our skill at this point in time. Also, we're very close to another level up, so basically anything we kill should more or less get us, well, not these snapjaws, like we need to kill a couple of them to actually get our level ups, but we should be able to get one soon. Once again, get all of the good stuff. And these are just like bats. They don't really care about me. Oh, why did the bat attack the bat? Is this bat insane? Possibly. But the we don't need to worry about insane bats, we only need to worry about the snapjaws and the creature eating the water vine. Okay, and you're a warrior, but you're a dead warrior, and you're a warlord, but you should be a dead warlord anytime soon. Yes, you are. Some crocussins, an iron dagger, it's almost not worth it, I'll take the short bow. We could use these short bows ourselves if we wanted to, particularly when we get the Tinker skill. Okay, that's a milky tube. Let's figure out what it is. It's an Uber Nostrum injector, which means that this allows you to recover 0.6 hit points per level each round, but at the end of the 10th level that's nice. At the end of your 10th round, you're purged of all short-term biological debuffs, and you regrow up to 1 severed appendage. That is actually very important, because I have had... When I played my really good Nomad character, I actually got one of my hands or my arm severed. And if I had remembered that the Uber Nostrum injector does this, I wouldn't have actually done nearly as many crazy suicidal things after that point as I did. I might even have survived with that character a little bit longer. That's good to have, particularly when we start to get into the jungle, where there are nasty robots that, yes, they do sever your appendages and all kinds of wonderful things like that. This place is filled with creatures, and you're not running away. I don't tolerate that at all. You will give me your short bow and everything else you can keep. Although you're dead, so it probably does not matter. You have an iron mace, so I don't have to worry about you too much. I think I can kill all of... Oh, there is a... Roof Skurululfo. The stalwart snapjaw tot eater. I mean, they can't really swarm me in these circumstances. But I will pump you full of lead before I try to do anything else. Because I am unsure as to how much beating you can take. Yeah, you can take quite a lot of beating, in fact. Guns are better for that. Okay. Water barons... I don't think water barons even exist at this point in the development of the game. So I don't have to worry about those, but Snapjaws really are starting to hate me because I keep killing all of their good guys. Hey, this filthy beast was drawn low over countless wearers' eyes. In 304, Uleshid, Charmbroker, died of natural causes. Okay, well, that's just information about Uleshid. I'll take it because I can sell it for a decent price. And you have a lot of iron stuff. I'll take all of it. A shawl I will not take. Leather apron not. That was worthwhile. Okay, let's just hang back a little bit, and we already explored that one. Let's heal up our wounds and be ready for our next foe, which is you, apparently. You wanted to challenge me. Okay, did we actually we got a level up recently. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to increase my heightened hearing, because it is good. It is a very good skill, because it allows you to think more carefully. Okay, we have 216 points, so what do we really want to take at this point? We could improve our short blade skill, but I mean, the bloodletter is nice. It's on all attacks that penetrate, there is a 75% chance of causing bleed. And I do tend to like that. I'm starting to wonder if there are more important skills for me to deal with right now. I could start to do Tinker, and I guess at least getting the first level of Tinkering is good because it allows me to inspect gadgets without breaking them. Because breaking gadgets is really annoying and I hate it. Also, there is the possibility of deploy turret, which is very good at that's a very good as an early survival skill, because then you can just drop a turret and it starts mowing down enemies. And repair and stuff like that is not bad either. You know what? I'm going to put 100 rather skill points into that to learn that skill. And then I think I might learn something else, maybe even cooking and gathering, because meal preparation is sometimes somewhat useful. I'm not sure if it's that useful. I can definitely do without. And heavy weapons and stuff like that, that's not going to come into effect soon. There is nothing here that I can really take. %50 chance to receive the remaining bit. Scavenger is sometimes useful because there is garbage, and if you can just get free scrap from that. And we're going to Gridgate, which also has robots, and I can kill those. I could also just take Tinker. You can also recharge the energy cells and capacity. You know what? I'll just take Tinker. Data disk grenade launcher and freeze. Okay, and data disk. Okay. Do I want a grenade launcher? That might be difficult to. That might be difficult to feed. But an item mod, high capacity, might actually be a good one, particularly since it goes well with our... Yes, I'll take that. Okay, and now I have the ability to recharge cells, which means that, first of all, what I want to do is I want to take the cell out of the Yoppa recoiler. Remove that cell, and now I should have a small trinket. I'm going to examine that. That's a fresh chem cell, and I can actually recharge it, but I don't have bits, and those are A bits that I need to have to actually recharge that. But that should mean that if I replace this and put that there, now I know that that recoiler is going to function. And I can, if I... Well, I don't have disassemble yet. Did I actually put a... Yes, I put a burnt capacitor in my left hand. That's not what I wanted. I will put the... I'll put a... No, not a longsword. I don't want that. A Chris, that's what I want. Equip manually on that. When I have the disassemble skill, I will be able to start disassembling these into bits. And when I have the bits, I can start building stuff. And let's actually learn the mod. Okay, we learn how to make the mod, high capacity, which means that now we can make this, and all it needs is a basic power system. So that's something we can make. And we can start slapping that onto basically all ranged things we find. And the nice thing about that is we can sell stuff for a decently improved price when we start doing that. Take the leather caps from you. And while wandering around Sazomrod neighborhood, Mixture Map discovered Mash. There she befriended Succulents and fought for everlasting glory. Okay, that's a day in the life of a sultan. Okay, that is a giant centipede. Nothing to be too worried about. Okay, let's start going down. Because we still have a mission here that we need to do. And all of this tinkering and all of that is kind of distracting me from that. But it doesn't matter. Also, feathered studded leather armor. This item... Oh! This item grants the wearer 250 reputation with the birds. That's interesting, but it's also probably fairly valuable. Yeah, let's start going kind of the like tinkering route. Let's try to, like, as a nomad, we want to be self-sufficient. That's what we want to do, right? And I think being a bit of a tinkerer goes with that ideology of being self-sufficient. Being able to make some weapons of your own, being able to disassemble and repair your weapons. And that is what a nomad would do, right? Because you cannot rely on being able to just find a trader or a tinkerer in the middle of the wastes. I will need to keep in mind though that I do need to keep up my various kinds of offensive skills as well. Because if I don't keep up with that, then... Oh, weird artifact explodes. That's stun gas. Well, it seems to have not affected me. Do I have actually like... No, I have goggles. For whatever reason, that stun gas did not really do much against me. You'd think it would, but I guess not. I guess maybe I'm mentally too strong to be stunned. Also, where are you going, my dear friend? Don't run from me. I can kill you with a single hit. That's a leather cap and a beaded bracelet. And now I am carrying too much. Okay, what is a heavy item? The battle axes are quite heavy. Do I have any, like, quite heavy... The feathered studded leather armor is heavy, but I don't want to get rid of that yet. Also, the scrap that I'm carrying is starting to weigh me down a little bit, but I don't want to get rid of that because I'm kind of starting to get close to disassembling that. I guess I could get rid of this bloody short bow because it is bloody. It's messy, we don't want to carry that around. It's tarnishing the inside of our bag. Okay, but at this point we're going to have to start being a little bit more conservative as to what we pick up. We cannot start picking up every single piece of equipment. So I think at this point we're going to set up a rule. If it does not have a modifier, we're not picking it up. And I think all of our plans just went and got ruined because we just picked up some fresh water. Okay. Crocassins, these are not that important. We're going to get rid of those. And also, since we are kind of hungry, let's make a camp and just eat. And I can't pick it up. This is the problem, like when you do these like longer dungeon runs, like I could go back. Okay, luckily none of that is any good. Okay, that is an electrofuge though. Electrofuges I don't like because they hurt a lot, so I'll just kill it from range. Okay. Both of you get to die. I'm being a little bit, like, all over the place right now. I'm not really paying that much attention. Making rash decisions, because I want to get through this dungeon. And then go back to Yopa and just sell all of this good stuff that I have. Exchange it for, like, something nice. Maybe some salve injectors or something. Or other injectors. I don't think there's, like, that many other injectors that I really need right now. There's probably something good. Okay. We're still within capacity. We're starting to reach it. I think next level, hopefully, is the last. Oh, there's another legendary. Okay, let's kill his minion first. And then start working on him. And the villagers of Habamish have... And apparently the Barathromites like me too. That's good. Because we're going to meet up with the Barathromites soon. Okay, what do you have? You have a Steel Vine Reaper. This is actually a... worthwhile piece of equipment. You know what? I'm going to take that and I'm going to drop some other stuff. We don't... Sacrifice is sacrifice. We don't need... The staff is not going to get a good price either way. I'm going to drop the short swords. We're going to only be carrying long swords or battle axes. And you know what? I'm going to stop carrying bloody items as well. There is nothing bad about a bloody item. I'm just using it as a way of, you know, forcing myself not to pick up some stuff. Unless it's, like, really good. I mean, if it has some modifiers on it, that's a Snapjaw shotgunner. That's actually a good thing. You might think that's a bad thing. No, it's a good thing. Because a Snapjaw shotgunner means a shotgun. And I have a weird artifact. And once again, we are over capacity. We cannot move. Going to have to drop something. All of the leather caps will go. Because the shotgun is just too damn valuable. It makes a mess. But in a good way. So that is the pump shotgun. It is basically like a musket in that it has only one round and needs to be reloaded after every single one. But it does insane damage close up. Okay, acting against the persecution of unshelled reptiles, Uyapur led an army to the gates of New Kavah. She sacked New Kavah and persecuted its citizens, forcing them to change its name to Uyapur City. Okay. Once again, as you do as a sultan. But this is still not the level we are at, or where we should be. Okay, that's an iron longsword. That I can pick up. The problem is, I don't think I'm going to even get to take much water when we get to the village. Like I'm thinking here, like, yes, I'm going to buy so many things, I'm going to get so much water. I can't carry that water. And if there isn't anything to buy, then I'm basically just carrying a whole bunch of scrap that I'm not going to actually use. But I think this is the level. We now need to... Okay, there we go. Now we... carrying too much. That is another piece of scrap that I need to... Okay. What do I want to get rid of? I'm thinking about, like, the scrap. The scrap is also useful. Because I can make things out of that. And the trade goods I don't want to get rid of because those are actually valuable. Okay, you know what? The defoliant grenades, I'm never going to use those. Although that is basically no weight at all. In fact, they are valuable too. Give those back. Okay, feathered. No. I'm not equipping it. I'm just dropping it. So I don't want that. Also, I want that. Okay. That thing right there is a Cursling. And it is average, so it's not that difficult. Also, it's getting stuck in the asphalt there. So let's just kill it quickly and take its corpse. Because we actually need to carry this back home, which also means we have to drop some more stuff. Okay, we totally don't need these torches. Those are completely unnecessary. Now we need to get rid of 6 more. We don't need a short bow. And I don't want to get rid of those. Can I just, like, quickly drink a whole bunch of water? That would be nice. Okay, I'm going to have to just drop some metal sheet, I think. That's fairly common. I don't really need that. Okay, let's walk back up. Yep. Because I want to just get back to town, sell as much as I can. That cave spider is blocking me. And because you were bad, cave spider, I'm also going to set your web on fire. Because it's funny. And up we go. Alright, let's walk back to Joppa. And tell me that you have some stuff that I can actually buy off you. I'll take the shotgun shells, those are useful stuff. You have 23 drams of water. And you haven't actually restocked. Do you have anything that I might want to buy of you, like any artifacts or... I guess I could buy some like raw bear meat. Okay, you know what? I'll buy that weird artifact off of you so that I can just like empty my inventory here. Because I just need to get rid of some of this stuff. You just don't have enough stuff. Luckily we can take the Gershling corpse back to... Okay, let's talk to Mehmet. Yes, we have found the bits of water vine and I have killed this thing. Let's show it to the boss. So I return from the Red Rock with the corpse of a pale spiderling. So it is Gershlings, and there was some guy in there, but I didn't actually see that one. And... Where did the... Okay, live and drink, complete the quest. We get a Uber Nostrum injector, a weird artifact, a self injector, another self injector, and a self injector. So basically we have a whole bunch of those. Let's figure out what these are. That's a fix-it spray foam, that's good stuff. And that is an acid gas grenade. Okay, now we just need to sell the rest of this. Do you happen to have any... Okay, you have basically nothing. Do you happen to have any... You also have nothing. These guys are poor. I mean, this is the starting town, so it kind of makes sense, but... And even Argive doesn't have anything. Okay, you can have that. I don't need the corpse. I don't want to eat it or anything like that. And I just have to carry all of this stuff with me. Okay, I'll give you that. And actually, nope, let's go back. Okay, can I increase no mutation points or anything? And we didn't even level up, so we're still stuck here. All of this. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it there for now. We managed to achieve a decent bit of stuff. We did basically all the basic quests in Joppa. There are some that I haven't taken, and in fact now that I'm kind of starting to leave the Joppa area, I'm going to get the quest to see the 6 days stilt from the Zealot. So now that quest has been added to my quest log here. Make the pilgrimage to the 6 days stilt. And that is up here. But for now, I'll leave it there. I'll just leave my character in a state where I don't have any status effects so that I don't forget to eat. And yeah, next time what we're going to be doing is probably heading off to the Grit Gate, seeing the Barathromites there, and possibly seeing how far we can take this character. But for now, I'll leave it there, save and quit. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Caves of Cod is a very good game. I've had so much enjoyment out of this, and yeah, if you want a recommendation, I do recommend that you get this game from GOG. That way you can make sure that you have the same version and you won't run into the save incompatibility trouble that I had with this, because it does have an issue where the saves go out of, like, they become incompatible all the time because the game gets updated. I'm not sure how often they will be updating the GOG version of the game. That might be an issue, but I mean, considering how much stuff I have yet to see and, you know, how few issues I've had with this version of the game, I'm quite happy with this. This allows me to play this quite a bit more. So I'll probably be uploading this at least for now until I get bored, and then I will maybe upload something else, and then maybe get back to this game. But for now, I'm quite feeling like playing this, so yeah, I'm excited to be back in the caves of COD. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in future videos.